Just when you thought the Arizona Cardinals were completely out of the Harbaugh sweepstakes, one magical report about a miraculous phone call emerges from Adam Schefter. The Cardinals' interest in John Harbaugh for their head coaching vacancy, plus the latest on their coaching search, Johnny Venerable.
Hello, who is it? Oh, a desperate team willing to pay big bucks? We're going to find out. PHNX Cardinals starts now. Hey, welcome in from Studio K, presented by our friends at Circle K. It's the PHNX Cardinals podcast, your premier, #1 Arizona Cardinal podcast. Like and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star wherever you get your programming. I'm Johnny Venerable. That's Brack. You know who we are. We've done about 14 days of live content, friends. We've got Noah behind the mic. We're not going anywhere. We're locked in on a football Monday.
Absolutely are. What's going on? Happy Monday. Mike D, how we doing? Kojo Nation, Austin, DJ Boogie, Ozzy. I see you. Dante, Benjamin, Naheem, Alberto, New Jersey, Cardinal, Libertarian Sasquatch, LeBron, Burnt Marble, Jack, Ryan, Mr. Fat Gangster, I got Shaft, Alec. Everyone's here wanting the latest on their beloved Redbirds and their coaching search. And today, as always, it's brought to you by our friends over at Bet365. Download the Bet365 app today. Use the code PHNX365. And when you deposit $10, you bet $5, you'll get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose.
You know what kind of show it's going to be today? This kind of show where I bring up a comment like this. John Harbaugh called to fart in the phone while Michael Bidwill listened. Buckle up, friends.
That's the tone we're setting.
That's right. Fart in the phone. Did they call collect? Did they do Zoom on the Wi-Fi that's been upgraded? Hope you're ready for that kind of show today, friends.
John, if you'll notice our crystal clear connection here, it's due to the fact that we upgraded the Wi-Fi in the stadium. What do you think about that?
Yeah, can you bring that into the locker rooms so I can see those? No, actually, it just cut out. Hit that like button. That's right.
That's a hard hat zone right now, John.
It's asbestos. All right, hit that like button. Subscribe to PHNX Sports here on YouTube. Get us to 50K. Cardinals are having kind of an uneasy month, but your little fanboy podcast continues to thrive as the #1 Cardinal podcast in existence. And today, before the show, we got word that the Cardinals were one of 6 teams that put out a feeler call to John Harbaugh. Now, we don't know with regard to Bo, like what the context of the call was. Did they talk to John or John's agent? How long the phone call was? But here's what everybody needs to know. Is that, yes, there are people with national sources, insider sources that are saying, oh, John wants to do this and he wants to take it a meeting with the Giants and the Falcons and whomever. All he's done is take these 6 calls so far, and the Cardinals are one of them. So, I mean, like, process elimination, not a bad place to be.
No, I mean, it's renewed hope, right? Kind of a bit of a sludge of a coaching search. You got 10 names on a list right now, and probably, let's say, 3.5 inspire hope. You've got the 2 newest additions as of yesterday in various reports. It was Mike Shula made his way to the list, the offensive coordinator for the Rams, which I think people can get around, right? And then there was Chris. I said Mike LeFaleur, not Mike Shula.
Yeah. I do that too. I merged the 2 names together.
Might as well. How about the package deal? I'll take that. Chris Shula.
Yes.
So Johnny, I kind of now convinced that he was created in a lab by Sean McVay, because I don't know of anything of his existence before he joined the Rams in 2017. and worked his way up through the years, and is finally a successful DC. I know he allegedly played college football with McVay at Miami of Ohio.
Cool.
But that might just be a backstory that they kind of just loosely came up with on the fly.
Hey, Chris, what's your resume? I'm just with Sean. Sean and I are very close. I'm with Sean. But can you be our head coach? I'm with Sean McVay.
Can Sean come with us?
At least, Mike LeFaleur has a famous brother, and he's jumped around. And, I like Mike LeFaleur and the prospects, as we outlined in our Big Sicko live show, Cards After Dark, yesterday. And we're going to circle back to that. But a little bit more juice than we thought. The biggest question that's going to come out is, the Cardinals going to get an on-site visit, right? Or is Michael Bidwill going to take the private jet and go see John Harbaugh? Those are the questions now. They put a feeler phone call out, and you've got people saying, "Oh, it's not what John's looking for." I mean, he took the call,
right? And
so whether it's for leverage, Sean Payton style, or general interest, here's what I think is a good place to be if you're a Cardinal fan. Cardinal fans are not settling this coaching search. Cardinal fans got what they wanted, fair or not, with the dismissal of Jonathan Gannon. And I think there was a part of the franchise, maybe I'm wrong, that thought, okay, we're good now. We can do what we want like we always do. And if you read the tea leaves on social media and with season tickets still, the job is only half done. You need to go out and get a big boy candidate. Evidence over the weekend, you've got 3 elite coaches in your division. The West is run by those 3 franchises and not you, coincidentally. So, okay, everybody knows what has to happen. Do you have the checkbook and the time and the patience to make it happen? And I think, listen, I'm not going to say, Cardinal fans are going to bully the Cardinals into hiring a good coach. I don't want to go that far. But I do think, optics right now is Saleh, Kubiak, Harbaugh, probably LeFaleur. Those are acceptable choices right now to Cardinal fans. There's an extension of that with maybe a Mike McDaniel, but for whatever reason, we'll talk about it, they have no appetite to do that.
Yeah.
Cardinal fans are not willing to accept a bottom-tier coach just because.
Yeah, putting the pressure on the organization, right, to change and back up their comments that they made a week ago today. Seems like an eternity ago, that the Cardinals were parting ways with Jonathan Gannon, who we got an update on JG today as well. But, for them to come out and say this was based on winning, we want to be taken seriously. We want a quick turnaround. We think that there's talent on this roster. That's why Monti Ossenfort was retained. And we want to find a coach that's going to be able to lead us in the right direction. And then you started to see the candidates kind of get rolled out, and people quickly were turned off by it and said, "Hey, that's not what you promised. We want some serious viable coaches that are going to be able to keep this team in the mix and compete in this gauntlet of a division." And you saw it right out of the gates. VJ first on the list, just like the last time. And you see Anthony Weaver kind of his name trickle out. It's I don't know. I mean, the guy's never been he's never had a dominant defense down there in Miami. Might be an up and comer, sure, but this team needs a little bit more juice than that. Then you saw the Saleh, then you saw the Kubiak, and then it kind of went stagnant again, and you started to see some other names make their way onto the list. And then finally some more much-needed added juice in LeFaleur and Shula coming off of the Rams, punching their ticket along with 2 other teams within your division to become 3 of the 4 final 4 of this conference.
If you're Michael Bidwill, what do you think your timeline is to win again? Is it really this year, or is it 2027? Ask yourself that. Well, which coach, whether it's this year or next year, is going to close that gap for you? Because if you hire Vance Joseph, minimum, you got 2 losing seasons, in my opinion. You're not acquiring a franchise quarterback in free agency. That doesn't happen. And if you draft one atop this draft or next draft, who is there to develop that person? So I'm going to die on this hill. If you hire Vance Joseph, you are waiting to fire he and Monti and to pay them out. That's just a bad plan. Whereas John Harbaugh, Mike LeFaleur, Klint Kubiak. If you acquire a quarterback, there is I don't know. John Harbaugh went to the AFC Championship game with a rookie named Joe Flacco once upon a time. Klint Kubiak has done miracles with guys like, I don't know, Sam Darnold, who imploded at the end of last year. There are options for you. I mean, Mike LeFaleur, we like what he's done with Sean McVay, and the track record of OC's leaving McVay is very good. Track record, by the way, of DC's leaving McVay, bad. Raheem Morris, Brandon Staley, Shula, that would scare me. But like that's the question I have for Michael Bidwill. If you expect to win, what's your tangible plan for Vance Joseph to ever do that this year? Whereas these other guys have a reputation. Oh, we could close the gap. We could steal a couple division games, and we could play a little bit above 500 ball outside of the division with Dante Moore or Trinidad Chambliss or a franchise right tackle and Kirk Cousins or whomever.
Right.
You can sell people on that. Vance Joseph, you hire him, you're waiting to fire him. Right. End of story.
It's much of the same. You just get back onto the status quo from the Cliff days where Vance Joseph played a large role as far as those teams went. Like Cliff Kingsbury handled the offense. Vance Joseph handled the defense. He was an assistant head coach basically for Cliff Kingsbury. He was the veteran presence in that locker room, very much liked, beloved to an extent. But I think you saw that those teams outside of the 2021 playoff appearance didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. The division has progressed. It's gotten better. It's developed. Now you've got 3 teams that are going to be, in the mix going forward until you decide that you're going to be, a team that's just going to hand them 6 wins over the next 2 seasons. And I just don't know if you can. It doesn't inspire a ton of hope. And that's the business you need to be in right now. You can't say, these are our guys. These are the guys we have an immense amount of conviction on. You lost that ability to do that. That's what you just did with the last tire, and you almost had us. We were hook, line, and sinker. We did believe a lot into what Jonathan Gannon was selling, and rightfully so. But then once adversity hit, and you started to see like Gannon had his guys, and Gannon was your guy, and then you started to see that there was no kind of fallback. There was, especially with an emphasis of what's going to impact the organization ultimately and wins. They just didn't have that. And they've got to turn at some point to somebody that's shown the ability to impact winning football games. And the culture that's a good start. Like that's something you can get on the phone with John Harbaugh and say, hey man, culture here, it's night and day from where it was in 2023. Like it was a mess back then. I take a lot of accountability if it's Michael Bidwill on the horn or if it's Monti talking about that. Things have changed there. We've got a new facility coming this way, and we got a plan to continue to just change this thing. And you're the guy that we want to do it, and we're willing to meet your demands as far as, power, talking about salary, as far as coaching staff money, like all of those things. You got to be ready to say yes to those things in these conversations if you're going to sit there and get a chance at the table with Harbaugh.
You have to be willing to have a conversation with people who can understand what the undertaking is in this division. Because fair or not, like that staff this year for JG overwhelmed by the NFC West. Everything else is a moot point. You're hiring for your division. That's it. And like Monti Ossenfort, I like some of his drafts. I think he's sharp. Monti Ossenfort came from the AFC South, from a franchise that fired Mike Vrabel. Before that, he was part of a dynasty in New England where it was really run by 2 people. And we have seen subsequently, it was Tom Brady's operation. So, I even think to some extent, Bo, like Monti Ossenfort underestimated this division. I think they thought that division was imploding last year, that the Niners were going to be dead. I certainly thought that the Seahawks couldn't upgrade a quarterback, and that Matthew Stafford was cooked with 20 touchdowns last year throwing the football. They were wrong, and they were dead wrong. And when that happens, you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, another hire like last time is going to get me fired. Monti Ossenfort will not. It's going to be hard enough for Jonathan Gannon to get another head coaching job, but he has a chance to rebrand himself as a DC. Monti Ossenfort, if he gets fired, from this, it's over.
Mhm.
Nobody gets 2 GM jobs,
Right.
not unless you have success the first time. So if I'm Monti Ossenfort, I am begging Michael Bidwill to give him everything he needs financially to land one of these big time coaches. And Harbaugh's a great start, but again, like people are going to crush me for this. I just be involved. Look like you're around this situation. Talk to the big names, right?
Right.
We've got these lesser tier names that we hope that they connect as a coordinator, but like every big dog in this market, this coaching market, should be affiliated with this team, because we should be able, not in a Jay Glazer throwaway report that says, oh, they're going to pay and we're going to see maybe pick the leftovers. It's like, if I'm Michael Bidwill, I'm hearing that. It's just like, that would get me fired up.
Right.
Like, people are making fun of this team left and right. Like, check back in 3 weeks when a lot of the other jobs have been settled. It's like, no, go out there and be aggressive.
Right. Right. I know you want Bidwill to take his position more from, all right, I'll just write the checks here.
Right.
But if was the Cardinals going through another big shift and their fan base is upset, like we're still not seeing a bunch of fans saying, well, I might go back to my season tickets anymore. Like the people that they've lost, I think they're playing the waiting game to see what they do here, and before even considering going back as season ticket holders, and that's important. So, like Monti Ossenfort, as he's running this, I think Michael Bidwill has to continue to like be involved as far as make sure you're tied to these guys. Like, why aren't we talking to Mike McDaniel? And like, as far as getting the benefit of the doubt, well, we don't like him because of how things ended in Miami, or that he's not, have these strong leadership qualities. It's like, at least have a conversation with the guy. The guy's talking to the Browns. We should at the very least match what the Cleveland Browns are doing as an organization.
Don't you feel like at the end of the day, like that, if they were going to inquire on him, they would have already done it?
I mean, it certainly feels that way.
And that concerns me, because we all connect the dots. Everybody on Twitter is saying the same thing. Well, they probably just don't like his vibe. And then the people that are defending it, and I don't want to cast light on these people, but it's more or less like, well, he's not a great leader, and they need a great leader. He's more of a schematics guy. I watched the Cardinals schematics the last few years. Yeah. I would go get a schematics guy. Did you watch the schematics that were on display with Kyle Shanahan yesterday, beating Philadelphia with practice squad guys? So schematics sound pretty effing good to me right now. I'm all for a rah-rah guy when it works. I'm all for a CEO when it works. Mike McDaniel's an offensive genius. He's what Cliff Kingsbury was originally sold to be. He has a winning record that would have gotten him an extension already here. So I don't know. I guess we're at that point right now where this franchise continues to operate like, well, we're going to get our guy on our terms. It's like, no, man, you don't have that benefit of the doubt anymore. You tried that previously. Cliff Kingsbury, outside the box hire. So was Steve Wilks. Gannon was, I think, a step in the right direction because he was coveted. But Mike McDaniel, and we're going to bang this drum even though they're have no interest, would be a massive upgrade for this franchise.
He would elevate all the offensive talent that you have on this roster you've acquired, that was here already, and Trey McBride, and what you've done as far as trying to rebuild this thing outside of Kyler Murray. And he would help you as far as the post K1 era and identifying who the next guy is, while elevating Marv, while continuing to work with Michael Wilson, who just had 1,000 yards receiving, to get the run game that's always been there, no matter what, no matter who he's got available to him. It wasn't just like, oh, no James Conner, no Trey Benson, so we're not going to run the football any longer. We're just going to throw it 40-plus times a game. That's not how Mike McDaniel operates, because he can scheme it open. He can scheme it on any day. And I think that's the caliber of guy that you should at least be taking a meeting with. And when you're in a position here where I think everybody thought, this show included, thought Gannon was going to be the guy going into this year.
No doubt.
It went south, and you can't, when things happen like that, you have to have the ability to talk to anybody about it, regardless if you feel like it's a fit or not, because what you thought was a fit didn't work. So now you got to go talk and get different perspective, because you went 3-14. How would you approach the offense that didn't score over 27 points per game?
How would you approach the offense that couldn't eclipse 20 points for the last 6 games of the regular season? That's what I would ask. You're not above interviewing Mike McDaniel.
No, shouldn't be.
No. I mean, like, interviewing Anthony Weaver and Thomas Brown over Mike McDaniel, that's embarrassing. Like, show a little bit of humility and say, like, man, we just had our fan base endure hell for 4 months, and we're taking it in the teeth right now. Let's turn them around and give them something to get excited about, because they're not going to be excited just because you want them to be. They're not going to be excited because, look, over here, this new guy, don't you like him?
Right.
People said Jeff Hafley's a future head coach. Don't you like him, Cardinal fans? Like, no, we don't.
No,
we saw that defense on display.
We're informed. We all on our television sets watched his defense give up 25 points in the fourth quarter.
Be different here. It won't be like that here.
But he gave up 3 before that. That's a 60-minute game.
Jeff Hafley,
that a lot.
Jeff Hafley, excuse me, Jeff. You don't get to play J.J. McCarthy twice a year here. You have to play elite NFL offenses with elite quarterbacks. We're going to keep breaking it down. We're going to look at our updating coaching tracker, more on Mike LeFaleur, and I've got some Vegas odds that people may want to tap into, that and more. It's coming up, PHNX. You don't have to worry about taking care of your phone minutes, because you're going to be taking care of your gas with non-premium prices with our friends at Circle K. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app. And everybody asks me, Johnny, I get it. They've got well-priced gas, but what else can they bring to the table? I don't know. Well, their current promotion with the Inner Circle allows you to get under $1 for things like Polar Pops, 79 cents. How about a Froster? My son loves those, 99 cents. Plus, they've got these phenomenal general deals that are up for grabs. You can get 2 Red Bull 12 ounces. Those are the big boys for just $6. $3 a piece? How about this? Buy 2, get 1 free Monster 16-ounce CK exclusive Ultra Punch. How about it? Love that punch. Then you got the 16-ounce aluminum Budweiser, one of those tall boys, or Bud Light, or my favorite, a Michelob Ultra. Got to watch those carbs, just $1.50 each. Let's go. Love those Michelob Ultra 16 ounces. Right now, join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for more details.
Love that. Let's continue to save at the pump. Not only are you doing it with becoming a member of the Inner Circle, but also of Upside. Let's be real. We've got the holidays in the rear view mirror. Let's start to look at where we can start to build that bank account back up. How about cash back for just getting gas, getting groceries, doing all the things you're going to do anyways with Upside? That's right. Hundreds of thousands of gas stations, restaurants, grocery stores on the app. Before I fill up or head out, I just check to see if Upside can claim an offer, pay like normal, and that's it. No points, no weird rewards, just actual cash that goes straight into your bank account. How nice it is, how sweet it is with Upside. People earn way more with Upside than traditional rewards, and users are earning about $1 million in cash back every single week. I use this. Johnny uses it. Noah uses it. You should too. Check it out right now. Upside's giving back $1 billion to its users. Find out how much you can earn. Download the free Upside app. Use the promo code PHNX to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon for your first tank of gas using the promo code PHNX on the Upside app.
I don't love doing coaching odds because it's just, algorithm and trying to get people to throw money away.
Okay.
But the updated coaching odds, I like it when it says something that I like. I don't like it when it has Vance as the favorite. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And Jonathan Gannon was not listed for the large majority of last year's coaching odds search. But taking a commanding lead now at plus 300 to be the next head coach of this team, Mike LeFaleur, followed up by, there's Vance Joseph in there. There is Klint Kubiak plus 400. And then Saleh and those guys right around plus 800 or so. So Mike LeFaleur currently with Vegas, the favorite right now on a couple different sports books, including our friends with Bet365. So I just, again, I want to look up and I want to see that the Cardinals have moved on from the idea of Vance Joseph, like on the next round. Like I don't think you need to bring in Vance Joseph for a site visit. Doesn't that make sense? Like we're going to hear about coaches coming in for like a second interview site visit. Number one, even if you liked Vance, like he's been here, he knows the franchise, he would take this job. But I also think it would let this fan, like collectively, let's move on. And so what I'd like to do here is, Bo, let's predict who we believe will get second interviews after this week. Let's think to next week as we fast forward and the Cardinals start to whittle it down. Let's take a look at our coaching tracker.
Right.
Who is getting second interviews for the Arizona Cardinals?
Got the whiteboard up. Man, it's getting crowded right there.
Too many names. Too many names.
Yeah, and most of these outside of Harbaugh and Nagy, I believe. Well, I guess you could say Weaver. They've got their day job to worry about. And Raheem Morris now Halfley. So a couple of them actually, but I'd probably bet Kubiak. I'd love for Saleh, but Kubiak, and let's not mess around in the Matt Nagy.
No.
Let's get that also right there with Vance. Let's end that conversation.
Goodbye.
And then we'll see if one of the Rams coordinators. I prefer LeFaleur over Shula, and then we'll see what they can do as far as just getting the actual first interview with Harbaugh beyond a phone call.
I'm going to put all the good mojo out there. I'm going to say second interviews when we're sitting down next week and you're hearing additional names, pending anybody being added to this list this week. I'm going to say they get a second interview. I agree with you. Kubiak, LeFaleur, and I'm going to say they do a second interview with Robert Saleh. I think Jeff Halfley is dead on arrival, with all due respect. You've got Micah Parsons coming out and saying he's not going anywhere. I think people kind of know his candidacy is not great around the NFL. He's not ready to be a head coach yet. And I don't think you can do second interviews with Thomas Brown and Raheem Morris and Matt Nagy. The only wild card would be Vance. And again, I'm trying to be positive here. Kubiak, Saleh, LeFaleur, second interviews here on January 2nd. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
We know that Robert Saleh and LeFaleur are doing interviews this week, and that Saleh's interview, because the Cardinals requested it first, could be as early as this Wednesday.
Good. Could it not be as early as tomorrow with them being a Saturday game?
Yeah, maybe it's tomorrow. I don't know. I had heard that you couldn't do anything till Wednesday, but maybe they bumped them up a day. But the Cardinals, it would have to come out within the next 12 to 24 hours that Saleh would be like, I'm just focusing on this week. No thanks, Cardinals. But right. I texted with somebody or DM with somebody recently who said that he believes both Kubiak, who did his interview, and Saleh will meet with the Cardinals. I mean, even if Saleh wasn't seriously considering it, which I hope that he does, leverage play with another friend. Oh, hey, Titans, I got the Cardinals on line one and they're offering this much. So it's in their best interest to take the interview, no matter how many there are.
Well, yeah, and you also it's just so important to get Kubiak and Saleh down and that box checked to get to the next level.
Yeah,
because we know how restrictive it can be and how it could really hinder your ability to hire a head coach in a timely manner and not be one of the few teams remaining. Let's take a look at our openings real quick, because both Saleh and Kubiak, I believe, are 5 deep, right? That's what's on their docket. Saleh's got the Cardinals. I know he's got the Ravens. He's got the Dolphins, and I believe he's on 2 more. I think maybe the Browns and maybe the Titans.
I think Saleh and Kubiak, you just have to assume are going to be in on all the jobs that don't go to Harbaugh and Stefanski.
Yeah.
That's how I'm operating. I'm operating with like you're competing with Saleh and Kubiak with the leftovers, and let's say Harbaugh goes to the Giants and Stefanski they secure the Falcons job, right?
Yeah.
So now you're competing with the Dolphins, the Browns, the Ravens, the Raiders, and the Titans for 2 guys. But I think there's real momentum for the Chargers defensive coordinator to get a job. I think that's almost a foregone conclusion. What's his name again?
Jesse Mentor.
Jesse
Now,
Mentor.
It's another head scratcher too. It's like you see Mentor and it's like, well, the Ravens are considering him. And I know he added another team to interview with. It's like, are you not interested in these?
Here's my defense of that.
Coaching commodities?
My defense of that is I'm okay with that because he's not an NFC West coach, as crazy as that sounds. But if it was, but then why are you talking to Vance? We know why they're talking to Vance, because Vance makes them feel good about themselves, because Vance is their buddy, right? Sorry, I'm just being real here. That's why they're talking to Vance Joseph. So like, I'm okay with not pursuing Jesse Minter if it means that the Cardinals are going exclusive with the division guys, which they should.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with all due respect to these other candidates, I don't want to talk to you or see you. It is Saleh, it is LeFleur, it is Kubiak, it should be Mike McDaniel. I guess it's Shula. We'll see. So, like, I especially after this weekend, I know good coaches are going to come outside of this division.
Yeah.
Jesse Minter does not get to bring the golden goose Jim Harbaugh with him, or, you know, that franchise that has a franchise quarterback. I just feel like as good as he has been, and he's been aces for them.
Yeah. I mean, when I look at these defensive coordinators, like none of them scream, hey, I'm the next Mike McDonald. Like McDonald had the top defense in the league in Baltimore before he got this gig. The one that, like, statistically that you would say is closest, the best performing defense, is the one that we're trying to scratch off this list in Vance Joseph, where it's just like Vance Joseph's a poker player and he's been dealt 4 aces here in his hand. You know, he's got bullets. He's got pocket aces.
Come on, Josh Allen.
Just flopped a couple aces as well.
Come on, Josh Allen.
Right. That would do it. Yeah. I mean, Josh Allen and the Bills having a good performance just would do wonders.
No disrespect to our friends at DMVR. If Josh Allen, and you can even win the game, I don't care. If Josh Allen could kindly hang like 35 or 40 on the Denver Broncos, and we can all be like, okay, this is the, you know, I've seen enough. I'm with Sports Hero. The best head coach to be that's coaching defenses right now is San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
We saw it on display yesterday. 2 street free agent off-ball linebackers handling Philadelphia's run game, smacking them around. The Cardinals spent all year telling us it's the injuries.
You don't think Akeem Davis-Gaither could have done that?
Akeem Davis-Gaither, priority free agent. Owen Papo, been in the program for 3 years. Cody Simon, national champion. It's like, it's who is coaching them.
Yeah.
We've all known it. And now the Cardinals, Bidwill and Ossenfort, they can't hide from it. But Robert Saleh is getting a job like that. We need to put, whether it's the Cardinal job or another job, he's getting a job. And you said it well on the show yesterday. His hand is never going to be hotter. Hopefully the Cardinals come out and they say, Robert, we'll make you the highest paid defensive coach in the NFL, or one of them, and they get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Robert Saleh would turn away the Cardinals to keep his current job. There was a part of me that felt like that for a little while. I don't think that that's the case anymore.
Yeah, he's graduated, right? I mean, he's shown that he deserves to be a head coach. Now it's just like, can you outbid? Can you persuade him over some of these other openings in order to get him? He should be high on their list, if not top. And that's the one thing. It's like we witnessed it. We witnessed two really impressive games against the Cardinals, right? Where he was able to slow down at the time Kyler Murray in the offense and keep them in check. And then also he just tore them apart later in a lopsided game at State Farm Stadium. And we knew about Robert Saleh. The problem with yesterday was he put it on full display. He put it in front of for everybody to see. Everybody saw, like the Cardinals broadcast, look at all these injuries, but there's this one part where it's like it doesn't matter. Robert Saleh still has this defense playing at a high level and getting off the football field.
There's just something that tells me he's going to get the Ravens job or a job like that. I'll tell you what would be bad for this team is if Nick Sirianni gets fired. That would be bad we're hopeful that it doesn't happen. If it would have happened, probably would have happened today or maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because unlike Harbaugh getting fired and Mike McDaniel, who we love and would have interest, nobody wants to get 10 feet close to Nick Sirianni as their head coach. Like that's the hardest of hard passes. And then you've got a blue chip opening like Philadelphia that you would then have to contend with. So
right.
That's the worst of all realities. Like Sean McDermott, had he lost,
still pretty tough. I mean, I still look at the landscape right now, and it's pretty competitive when you're looking. When
it is,
the crop it's not diluted, but I mean, there's still enough coaches, I think, to where you could land one, even just by being one of the last teams. But like, you don't want to miss out on both. Sit here and like, we wanted Saleh, we wanted Kubiak. We don't know if the team does or not, but you would just, as a fan base, you would.
I believe deep down that the Cardinals want Saleh or Kubiak.
I hope so.
And I think that it might not be within their hands. And I don't think Michael Bidwill likes that feeling. I think the Cardinals want to be coveted. And I think that for this coaching search, you need to set that aside. Like, it's okay to be humbled by NFLPA grades, which that's what they're there for, and this season. Like, you have been humbled into treating your players better. That's good. And your employees better. That's great. And then building a new facility that's hundreds of millions of dollars. Like that, I want to get to a point where you're not reactive, you're proactive. And what this coaching search inevitably could tell them is, you don't choose us, we choose you. And for a franchise right now, that's a difficult place to be.
Yeah.
But this, I honestly, I love our friends at CHGO. I hope the Bears win this weekend. But again, two teams from the West in the NFC Championship game, an NFC West team potentially winning the Super Bowl. This is all the kind of the Cardinals need this medicine right now.
Yeah.
They did not need quick exits from the Rams and the 49ers to say, oh, we're close to these teams. You're not close with what you think you can do at head coach. Those names from Tuesday to Friday this week, sans the two guys in the division, would get eaten alive. And everybody knows it. So it's good that it's like, watch these games. The players do not matter. They are interchangeable with the guys with the headsets on, calling the shots. You don't have that. Go get one.
So important. I mean, who you hire as your head coach, if it hasn't, made it known to him at this point, like, you can't just kind of drag your feet on it.
No.
I mean, the pennies that you may have been pinching, we don't even know if that's the case, but more than likely you have in the past, you're paying for it now. You got three coaches that you've had to pay off, right? It's like, well, just pay one guy that is going to come in here and make an impact. So we'll see if that's, some harsh lessons learned, but this is an organization that's been around for 100 years. It's, Bidwill's now been in power now for about 20, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see what he's learned, what he's learned from these hard lessons, but fan base is not, as you said earlier, given any wiggle room as far as being the judge and the jury of the court of public opinion.
You can't be like the Bengals of the West Coast and have a Zach Taylor and to keep your staff. You're not into the division with the Browns. You're not into the division with the Steelers right now that really are 500 and don't have their act together. I know they're playing tonight, but they're a middling team. And then obviously Baltimore's been elite, but they fired their coach because they have higher standards. You are the floor mat, the doormat to these other franchises in your division. They count on you to be bad. Like that would fire me up. Like if you're going to own a franchise, I said this last night, if you're going to own an NFL franchise and there's no realignment coming and you're in this division, you're going to have, like, for the long-term gains financially, and they're there, try to secure them, you're going to have to spend money now. You're going to have to spend money to refresh your image. And they can do it. I know Michael Bidwill has it in him to do it. And I think it's this fan pressure that we're seeing right now, the outrage over what took place with Gannon, the outrage with season tickets, the feedback that I'm sure they're getting. Like, you and I may disagree with this. Part of me does believe that's why they're being so quiet and secretive this time around. Is like they feel like they're probably in a position where nothing we do is right now. So we're going to keep this in house. Do you disagree with that?
I just think they owe it, and some people
I don't disagree with that.
Fan bases aren't entitled to anything. I think you do owe it, especially with how things went so poorly in such a pivotal year, that you needed to show some payoff, and the fact that you didn't do that you can't work within the shadows. It's going against the grain has not worked. So while you've got other, no doubt about it, more successful franchises operating, up front, at least, for the most part, like we interviewed this guy and we interviewed that guy. That's something you could do at the very least, because there's, as we're talking about now, there's a lot of crap that you're sifting through, but then there are a couple ones where the fan base, like, we're seeing it. Like, I could see a few, like, give me Kubiak, give me Saleh, give me, of course, Harbaugh, McDaniel, no doubt about it. Like, if you had an interview with Mike McDaniel, I think that where the organization was a week ago on January 5th, it will get a little boost in credibility just for letting it be known that they talked to that guy.
People would sit up and be like, what can he do with Trey McBride, Michael Wilson, and Marvin? Oh, let Mike McDaniel, who won a game with Quinn Ewers, pick his quarterback. The
idea that they couldn't get it, that they can't do anything right, is because when things were going horrendously bad, they tried to just post right through it. And bless the souls of those social media people that they're posting birthdays for the guy they're going to shit can the next day. And they've got all these, these positive posts while they're on a 9-game skid. It's like, that's not this now. Like, you did the thing to reset it, and now you've got to give some sort of transparency to the fan base that wants to know what's going on, to see, like, am I in or am I out? And that, I think that would go a little bit of ways for the Cardinals. It's not going to go a long ways. It's not going to rejuvenate and galvanize this fan base, but it would do something.
I do think that the optics of, like, how they tried to spin the injuries have now been dwarfed by everybody is going to say, like, how in the world are the Cardinals going to keep up in the NFC West? Like, no one cares about those injuries from a national. All the people that they asked to carry water for them at the end of the season, and that was the reason they weren't close. That's a dead story. And frankly, it's embarrassing as it relates to that. Like, it was embarrassing at the time. It's embarrassing to look back on with what San Francisco's doing. I mean, like, to me, it's like their best interest right now is to go out and pay for the best coach that they can get to take the job. And then you turn around and you say, what happened last year happened last year. We're a new franchise. We're going to get a new quarterback. We've got a new facility coming. And again, I don't know how many wins that would guarantee them this fall, but it would buy you some grace. And that's what they need. They need hope and grace. And, we'll see if they earn it here. It is sweet. More coaching discussions, plus a sign that Dante Moore should and will declare for the NFL draft. That's coming up. Love all of our partners, especially our friends at the Arizona Lottery. And again, as the Cardinals kind of maybe gamble with their head coaching surge, do yourself a favor. choose the Arizona lottery with those multiple scratchers. Some are saying you got a better chance to hit the big time with the Arizona lottery than the Cardinals do getting John Harbaugh. I like those odds for you. With multiple scratchers from the Arizona lottery, you could multiply the good things like, I don't know, time off, relaxation, vacation, celebration. You be the boss because you're getting paid out with Arizona lottery more over than $270 million in prizes. It's up for grabs. You got to get it. You can win big to do more things that you love. Multiple tickets start at just $1 and have prizes up to $5 million. Even got one of my favorites, Bo, the triple theme games. Triple games, triple the fun. Now you can play 3 exciting triple theme games with the Arizona Lottery. Pay triple red sevens, and that they've got those cash out payout scratchers for a chance to win the top prize of $100,000. Find all 3 tickets at a retailer near you.
The race for Harbaugh is heating up, and the race is always hot on the track out there at Phoenix Raceway. This spring, it's going down. Not only is it going to be NASCAR, but for the first time ever, it's NASCAR in the NTT IndyCar Series. That's right, open wheel and NASCAR in the same weekend. Yeah, sign me up. Check it out at Phoenix Raceway. There's nothing like race weekend. Of course, engines firing, smell of rubber, the crowd losing it going into turn 1. You want the best access in motorsports? You can upgrade to the Desert Diamond Casino infield experience. Garage access, track walks, meeting the drivers, a pre-race concert. No sports brings fans closer than this, and you can camp with the RV options all week. Grab hillside views with the Cup race. It's unbelievable. Check it out. History's being made March 5th through the 8th. You'll want to say that you were there out there in Avondale at Phoenix Raceway. Secure your seats now with the link in the show notes and phoenixraceway.com.
Hit that like button for your favorite Fanboy Cardinal podcast. I don't think we brought this up earlier. Here's the Albert Breer tweet on Harbaugh. John Harbaugh did preliminary calls with the Browns, Cardinals, Dolphins, Falcons, Giants, Raiders, and Titans, literally everyone. Those were the teams to get pitches and work on figuring out who to interview with. He hasn't met with any team yet in person. So if you're counting at home, he did preliminary calls with every team available that is not the Ravens. So there you go.
Good for John. And I think they released, or there's reports of what he'd be asking for. It'd be $20 million salary, $10 million for his staff. Want personnel decision power, and then potentially GM stuff. But I think for Harbaugh, the GM part, to handpick his GM I think that ship has sailed in the offseason. That'd be a tough ask when you're talking to these guys and then turn around and just dagger him in the back, the general manager that you set this meeting up with.
Yeah, and I also think Sean Payton, his GM in Denver, they interviewed together and they liked each other. And I think it's who do you vibe with? People are saying he might vibe with Joe Shane. At the end of the day, if you have struggles, your GM's going to go first. So if he came here, I'm John Harbaugh. I like Monti Ossenfort, and then the Cardinals go 7-10 for 2 years. It's all Monty's fault. He's gone, and he would get to pick his next guy. So I don't buy too much into that either. I think it's just the personnel thing, though. I do think is real. I think he'll want to pick his quarterback, rightfully so. I think he'll want to pick priority free agents, and if you're Monti Ossenfort, I don't know if whomever they get, I do think if you're trying to get a Saleh or a Kubiak, they should probably have some say in personnel. They're the experts on either side of the ball. Kubiak should get to pick his quarterback. LeFaleur should get to pick his quarterback. I think it needs to be a joint partnership. People roll their eyes at this, but I'll repeat it. Jonathan Gannon had very little to do. We have a double source with personnel of any kind. Now, the Tip Ryman pick happened because they told it, hey, we need a really good blocking tight end to run this offense. Look how we're running the football. Yeah. Let's get Tip Ryman. And so, those kind of things happen. Gannon really liked Max Melton coming out because he liked his measurables. He liked how he played. But the additions up, I remember when Jonah Williams got signed by the Cardinals, that was not a Gannon move. That was an Ossenfort move. So I I do think like Robert Saleh comes here. It's like, what does Robert want to do? How does he want to attack this offseason? If you're Monti, I would be willing to show some humility if it's a guy that's really going to help me win on Sundays.
Yeah. I'm looking a lot at these. It was Peter Schrager just on ESPN a few moments ago adding Shieldhouse to the Ravens head coaching interview list. The rising star from the Rams. They've got a lot of offensive guys on their request list. I'm wondering, and I don't see, is Bob Saleh on this? I don't see him as far as their ESPN tracker.
Let me check Twitter.
NFL tracker.
I'd be shocked if he does an interview with the Ravens, don't you?
Seems like it'd be a great fit.
Yes, they requested it like 4 days ago.
Okay. So
he's got requests from Baltimore, Tennessee, Atlanta, and Arizona from the last thing I saw. Okay. I mean, you might as well just add Miami and whomever else to that list, the Raiders. It really is going to be, for Robert, it's like process of elimination plus money for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Do you think Robert Saleh will be more coveted than Klint Kubiak?
It really depends on how this week goes. I mean, based off of how this previous weekend goes, I mean, I think he can certainly his stock can rise even higher. But as far as the Niners, like they keep proving me wrong as far as when their season's going to come to an end. But I think that if they go into the divisional round, the last time these two teams played, like Saleh and his defense had a good enough performance, but the Seahawks defense was so suffocating it didn't matter. So I mean, it's Saleh v. Kubiak this weekend. So we'll see.
I think that I could be wrong. I think Seattle's going to do what they want offensively. I just Philadelphia is so poorly run right now from a coach standpoint outside of Fangio. It's like they don't have an OC. They don't have a head coach. They've got basically it's Fangio against Shanahan's entire staff. And they got exposed. Like Mike McDonald's staff is A+. That's why they're the number one seed. I think they're going to drop. I mean, Phillip Rivers could score 24 to 26 points against them. They're not impenetrable. I think Robert Saleh becomes truly available after this weekend. To answer the question I posed to you, I think Klint Kubiak will be the more desired one of the two when it's all
because offensively and
and I think
the hotter team.
I think Seattle's going to the Super Bowl, and I think it's going to be and I think it's going to be on the heels of an offense that plays well at home, and I think Kubiak is going to be a top choice for teams like the Falcons. Like it sounds like Matt Ryan wants to go offense.
Yeah,
we need we need some Stefanski juice.
They have a relationship, right? Kubiak was there 15, 16 area. Or was that LeFaleur? Keep on getting my offensive guys.
I think it's Matt LeFaleur.
Mike.
No, I think it's Matt. People were connecting that.
Yeah, but I think Mike, the brother was there too.
It feels like with everything that he said, they're going to go an offensive guy, which isn't surprising. But let me ask you this. I still think Harbaugh ends up with the New York Giants. I think that eventually that the posturing will be done and he'll take that job. If Stefanski does not go to the Falcons and it is Kubiak, where does Stefanski go? Because that is a domino that the Cardinals need to fall. Remember, this show was the only show here locally to report the Cardinals were not going to be in on Stefanski or Arthur Smith. Why is that? Because of their relationship with Jonathan Gannon. Stefanski is like the mentor of Drew Petzing. The Cardinals are not going to play in that sandbox. We had that sourced a week ago. So Stefanski, whether people want him or not, that's a domino that the Cardinals need to fall on another one of these franchises. Which team makes the most sense?
Right. I mean, could he fall up? Can he in his division to the Ravens from the Browns? That'd be pretty fascinating to see.
Maybe the Titans with Cam Ward.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think the Titans should do that as far as where they want to go is an organization.
I haven't heard much Stefanski juice lately. Have you? I feel like that was
just that he interviewed with the Falcons. They got that done, and he interviewed
Falcons
with the
and the
Ravens.
Giants. There's only two. That would be bad for the Cardinals if he somehow he was just available throughout this whole process and nobody hired him. And then the Cardinals are like, well, we can't interview him.
Well, they should make every, find a way to get it done. Say, hey man, like you're going to go back into the coordinator circuit, make your way back, be a hot coordinator next year.
That would be bad for this team, because then it would mean like a Mike LeFaleur gets a job. And
yeah,
Jesse Minter, John Harbaugh, Kevin Stefanski are 3 dominoes that we need to go. Right? I mean,
yeah.
Because who's another? I mean, God, like a Nagy getting the Titans job, that would be a gift for this.
You think any organization's naive enough to give him another job?
Like when you look up Matt Nagy and the Titans, there's a lot of smoke to that. That is the equivalent of Vance here, but I think. I mean, God, they're interviewing Arthur Smith, Jason Garrett, Matt Nagy.
It's the holy trinity of hated coaches who are on the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, I would love just a Nagy announcement like before anything else happens. Like Nagy to the Titans, and we'll have a big celebration.
Who hires first? Which let's look at our Geo Tracker coach tracker here.
Yeah, let's see
ads. But I mean, who hires first of these teams?
I still think the Giants hire John Harbaugh.
Okay. And they get that done first.
Yeah. Can you guys get a move on? The Cardinals are calling collect, and we don't want to deal with this. So can you please just get John Harbaugh signed, sealed, and delivered? Or Stefanski. Like, it's clear the Giants are going to go Stefanski or Harbaugh. Just pick one of those 2 guys, please.
That's who what's his name? Jackson Dart was looked like he was saying on the sidelines of the festival.
I'll tell you what's going to piss me off, both the Browns just sneakily hire Mike McDaniel.
Oh,
that will piss me off,
because infuriating. Yeah, it'd be infuriating.
They don't deserve that. We deserve that, and the fact that they have like no competition. I guess the Titans are interviewing him too, but like the Brown, I was under the assumption the Browns were worse than the Cardinals. They have Deshaun Watson on the roster again this year. Like, they should be forced to hire Tommy Rees. Tommy Rees should be the Browns coach.
Right. They don't deserve nice things.
No.
They had McDaniel in that building when they also had Shanahan and Johnny Manziel and all that, way back when 10 years ago. They sure, that's your VIP access to an interview, but that shouldn't happen. And damn it, you need to get an interview with Mike McDaniel here.
They don't like him. They think they're above talking to him, which is Do you believe for a second that McDaniel wouldn't interview with the Cardinals? There's 0 chance.
Yeah, I think he would.
He 100% would. Yeah. People putting that out there. What if he declined? He didn't decline. It's amazing to me. Like I put that out there this morning. I was like, it's bizarre they're not speaking to him, and the amount of people who are still like, good, I don't want him. It's like, you just want to be bad forever? You just want this team to suck forever? I don't know. And then you got this. Before we get to the super chats, I do want to bring this up.
Dante Moore?
Yes. So that the guy who cosplays as Patrick Mahomes in college football for Nebraska.
Dylan Raiola, yeah.
Dylan Raiola is going to Oregon, which endo facto connecting the dots would likely mean that Dante Moore is leaning on going pro, which, by the way, as much as I prefer Mendoza, is the right decision, and he should not let Twitter snarks bully him into going back to school after getting Oregon to the semifinals. Mm-hmm. Did he play well? He did not. But anybody who's like above taking Dante Moore top 3 because of that game against Oregon, I'm sorry. Like the Cardinals, if Dante Moore is available at pick 3, you thank the football gods, you take him. Even if you're like Jacoby Brissett with Mike LeFaleur, he's going to start the first month of the season. Whatever you got to do, that's fine. I don't need to see more Dante Moore in college football. Come into the pros, young man.
Right. No, it's look, Indiana has done that to everybody all season long.
Yes.
It's been a brutal game for whatever quarterback they were playing. And people weren't too impressed by Moore against Texas Tech, another solid defense. Oregon sneaks out of that game 23-0. 4 touchdown performance against James Madison. He had 30 TDs passing on the season, completion percentage over 71%. You look at the size, you look at the skill set, albeit raw. Like, this is a guy that is a very real NFL prospect.
Yeah.
And, a bad performance in the CFP shouldn't just disqualify you from that. So, yeah, it's one of those where you're really going to have to monitor it. See are the Jets are they unwilling to take him 2 overall as they're starting their rebuild, kind of this offseason with all that draft ammunition. And if they aren't, you as the Cardinals organization, you got to ask yourself, are you willing to do it? Are you willing to take the risk of taking a prospect at 20 years old like Dante Moore at this stage, maybe earlier, and have to develop him, get in more of the developmental phase with your quarterback?
If Mike LeFaleur or Mike McDaniel or Klint Kubiak likes Dante Moore, then you make Dante Moore a Cardinal. If they don't, then it's an easy decision. Like, I'm not going to say like I would take him right now today over the right tackle for Miami or one of the top pass rushers. Like, what is my head coach that I pay $15 million a year for, hopefully?
Yeah.
It's an offensive savant genius. Think of Dante Moore. If they like him, then guess who likes him? Me. I like him.
Right.
I did not like Bo Nix. He was, according to Bo, skipping balls at the Senior Bowl. Guess who liked him? Sean flipping Payton. Guess what? Now he's the number 1 seed. He's made the playoffs twice. Like, I want to defer to my head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Saleh likes a pass rusher. Good. Take him. Whatever. It's like we thought with Gannon. It's like, I love Cody Simon and I love Max Melton and these guys because Gannon likes them, and Darius. It's just like, and it didn't work out, but I am going to give the benefit of the doubt to my head coach, who you pay a premium to find out. That's another reason I don't need a CEO head coach who doesn't have a specialized side of the ball, or Vance Joseph, who does not play rookies.
Right.
You better be ready to play some rookies.
Well, that's where I thought, it's like, VJ, you're a draft and develop. You're a self-described, proclaimed draft and develop organization. You're going to bring a guy who just doesn't play young players.
Great. Let's just get Kime back too.
It's counterproductive.
Straight for 30-year-olds. Can I make one quick point too? It's like Trinidad Chambliss is going to sue the NCAA. I'm out on Trinidad Chambliss. Chambliss's judgment, suing the NCAA to go back to Ole Miss for a 6-year. I'm not taking him seriously.
Right.
Goodbye, Trinidad. I've seen enough.
I don't want to leave college. Yeah, we all had great vibes, great times in college. Now it's time to grow up, be a big boy.
You're suing the NCAA. You can get $50 million guaranteed if you're a top pick. I'm going to sue the NCAA. Trinidad, no thanks. I'm out on Trinidad. Ty Simpson wants to be a pro. Hey, Ty. Hey, Ty Simpson in the 2nd round. Sign me up for that. Not Trinidad. Trinidad, you're going to draft him. He's like, I don't even want to be a pro player. I had to come to the NFL. I got too many other people that don't want to be Cardinals. I don't need that for my career.
Can you like put me in a dorm room or something so I feel comfortable?
What time's English lit? No, you're a pro player now. Yeah, that's right. He wants the easy college money.
That's right.
That is a huge risk. Guys used to race to go pro. It's like, all the prospects, let's go. Bees, he's not ready. He's 20. He's going to be 25.
Right.
If he's not ready now, he's never going to be ready. All right. We're jumping in these super chats. What a show today. 700 watching live, Bo. Hit that like button.
Yeah, subscribe as well. Making our way towards 50K. Want to do that before the calendar turns February. Big thank you to our guy Ranger, once again gifting 10 supporter subscription memberships. Ranger, unreal. Continues to blow us away as far as your generosity towards this community. Big time friend of the program. Thank you so much. All right, let's get into these super chats. If you got a membership and supporter membership by Ranger, make sure you're thanking just this saint of our community. Keeping it going though with these super chats. How about Libertarian Sasquatch? We called to say no thanks. We have Van Joseph as far as the call to John Harbaugh.
I could be wrong. I could have egg on my face. This franchise knows I can't hire Vance Joseph, even though I saw, and it was embarrassing. Maybe a local radio station late last week say they'd be okay with Vance Joseph. Yeah. And just be careful who you're consuming,
right,
for your Cardinal content.
Right. We're okay with it. We have low standards here.
Let's just be bad forever.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of John Harbaugh, we did see, a lot of people are celebrating the Harbaugh hire. No, I believe, do you have the graphic as far as people celebrating Harbaugh being a member of the Cardinals phone directory? He's getting to it.
What are you cooking up? I'll have to come back to that.
Yeah.
Brian, my guy, $2. Who lasted longer, Johnny chewing a steak or Harbaugh having to listen to a bad Bidwill phone? I crushed my steak last year. Thank you very much.
You think Noah's going to be able to hang as far as the stakes go?
Yeah. I've seen Noah put away plenty this past half year we've been with him. I mean,
it's more than the steak. That's the biggest misconception. It's a shrimp cocktail, and then you got the bread on the table, and that's up to each and everybody's own discretion how much bread you consume. And
Damon
then you get steak and a veggie.
Damon was closer to my weight class. Noah is in your department. If we redid like the 9, 9, and 9,
yeah,
I would not have a running mate with me in the 9th inning. You and Noah would.
Yeah, I think Noah might even be done by the 7th inning.
We did that at the right time for your boy, because now I don't have Damon to lean on. What'd you say, Noah?
I'd be able to take down the steak easy.
Yeah. Noah could put away food and alcohol. Jenga Man, $5 Canadian style. Just feels wrong going an entire weekend without seeing a 3rd and long flea flicker get stuffed 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Hashtag justice for Elmer Fudd. Hashtag putt zinger. It is weird. Like, everybody was yearning for that confirmation that Drew Petzing fired. And instead, Gannon got fired. And then, like, yeah, we know Drew got fired too, but like, you didn't get the gratification of that, which is, you kind of feel robbed of that.
There is a little bit though, and I felt this the other day. I was just thinking, it's like, not gonna see another Cardinals game where Drew Petzing is gonna be calling the offense. How's that make you feel? You look a little giddy when I say that.
It's a good feeling. I mean, like, but at the end of the season, though, I was more disgruntled watching the defense play. Honestly, I liked the fantasy football aspect of the Cardinals at the end of the year because it was so gross. You just leaned into it. He had all of his toys taken away. DeMercado and Tip Ryman and Trey Benson, James Conner. It was literally like, Drew, you have to throw the ball 50 times a game.
Yeah. Our guy Chef. Time to hire from within the West. Chris Shula, head coach. Mike LeFaleur is his OC. Taking 2 of the McVay tree with experience would be great. And a big hurt on McVay. LeFaleur would be a promotion calling plays.
Okay.
I mean, like, I think Mike LeFaleur is the most realistic candidate right now. And I don't view it as settling. I think it's still a good hire. Kubiak and Saleh for this fan base would be like, thank you, Michael Bidwill. Job well done. And I think everybody else could be like, I see the vision, what Mike LeFaleur could be. You have to, my opinion right now is you have to end up with one of those 3 guys.
Yeah. Who else we got in the super chat department? Jeremy, after Sunday, I don't care about anyone else except Saleh.
Welcome, friends. What would you remind everybody for 2 months who I said would be the perfect person for this head coaching job?
Was it Noah?
Check the tape.
It was me.
Baldy and I were talking about Saleh like 6 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Well, turns out Baldy knows ball.
He does.
Keeping it going with our guy Schaff. Do not deviate. Hire from within the NFC West.
I think Michael Bidwill knows that he has to. I think it's pretty. I mean, we're going to have an all NFC West, NFC Championship game. You have to. The gap's never been bigger.
Our guy LeBron, we need John as a franchise changer. Simple as that. I feel like just the news and the report of his phone call is already changing things as far as this franchise goes. Don't you? Look at that. 2026 Arizona Cardinals, John Harbaugh. They had a phone call with them. Confetti pouring from the ceiling of State Farm Stadium.
It is such a throwaway. Like for most franchises, it's a footnote, and it's like for this franchise, it's like hang the banner, raise the banner, as we put on our Twitter graphic, and it's like fool me once, Peyton Manning, fool me twice, Sean Payton. Cardinal fans, we won't get fooled again.
Yeah.
Like, I'll believe it when I see it. And that is the appropriate. Everybody taking shots at the Cardinals today, that is appropriate. I love this team. I'll love this team till the day I'm in the dirt, till I'm dead. But that doesn't mean when they're terrible and embarrassing like they are right now, we're not going to take subtle jabs at them because they deserve it.
Who else do we have? How about Fleets, Mike LeFaleur, Raheem Morris, Nussmeier from LSU. Let Venerable cook. Is that you, Johnny?
I like the first two on that list. Listen, Nussmeier, if you said we're going to get the right tackle from Miami, we're going to take a flyer, a day 2 flyer on Nussmeier, and like sign Kirk Cousins and see how it goes. And even if it doesn't go well, you can take a quarterback next year. That's fine. I don't have an issue with that. Nussmeier is a day 2 pick. I wouldn't have an issue with that.
So you're taking Cousins over Brissett?
I think Kirk Cousins is going to be this team's quarterback in September.
Wow. That's something just kind of sliding in here as far as super chat time.
Kirk Cousins wants to play. I don't think he's going to play for the Falcons. I think Kyler Murray will be traded to the Jets. And I think the Cardinals will sign Kirk Cousins to a 1-year deal. And I think to either be the starter above a rookie or to be a starter with Jacoby Brissett. Did you watch Kirk Cousins in years? Pretty solid.
Who else we have?
That's what I think they're going to do.
LeBron, John's fam lives on the West. Could that be a factor, Johnny?
I've reported that a couple times that I believe his son, either his son or Jim's son, is the special teams coordinator for the Seahawks. I think it's Jim's son. So they got a ton of family out here. I think at the end of the day, though, it's just going to be who has the best quarterback. Because like if you were to talk to Jonathan Gannon at the end of the day, like the quarterback dictates so much of your success, whether you're scheming up great plays or not. Like Sean McDermott, I think is a good coach. He's had 9 lives because of Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. Kevin Stefanski, I mean, it's like he's a good coach that couldn't get a quarterback and he got fired. So I just don't think John at his age is going to go to a franchise that doesn't have a quarterback in place. And I think Jackson Dart showed enough.
Mr. Fine. Now, would y'all be okay with taking best player available at 3, then taking Carson Beck, and then taking Carson Beck in the second round? He looked strong in his last performance.
Man, he's got such a punchable face, though. He's just not. Again, though, if my head coach was an offensive guy and loved him, could he be our Tyler Shuck? He's old as hell. Yeah. I think he was in the same recruiting class as who? Like CJ Stroud, maybe?
Is that right?
I think so. I can be talked into a lot with the right head coach. But like Vance and Carson Beck, that is, you might as well light.
I don't think Carson Beck has NFL starting quarterback ceiling potential. Can he be a good backup?
Yeah. I think like Carson Beck compared to like a Spencer Rattler would look very like average.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking. Spencer Rattler right there. He made some big time throws though, no doubt about it. Can't deny that. Citrus.
I think he's going to get worked in the national championship game. I think he's going to get worked.
Seems like it's going to be LeFaleur, honestly.
When that, like, all right, you can either gamble. It's like we did before the season. I said you can either take a wild card 9-8 and win a playoff game, or you can let the season play out. And Bo said, I'm going to let the season play out. That's not enough. We're going to do that here. You can either take Mike LeFaleur right now as your head coach or let this offseason play out. What are you doing?
I'm letting it ride.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Yep.
That you have that much confidence they can get Kubiak or Saleh?
No, I think I'm just so desperate. I want to feel like I'm not just biding my time before they get, fourth or
thought you
fifth
would
on their
learn
list.
from your mistakes.
No, I'll never learn. Always gamble. Always roll the dice.
We're gonna end up with Vance. And you could have prevented it. I can't believe that.
That is the 3 and 14 equivalent right there. I'm
If
just
you-
saying, no, 9 and 8, no thanks in the playoff appearance. I think we can do better than that. That absolutely is Vance Joseph landing as your head coach, as he passed on Mike LeFaleur.
If Bidwill came to me and it's like, Johnny, sign up for Mike LeFaleur right now, I would do it. 100%. Man, Bo. People are saying, proud of you, Bo. Bet on yourself. Bo wants to feel alive. That's right. We've been dead inside covering this team for 3 months. We want to feel something right now in the offseason.
It's better to love than lost, not loved at all. That's what I say. I don't know if it applies here, but Ranger, I'm not sure if Saleh will take the job because of Bidwill being just like Jets owner Woody Johnson.
Yeah, there's people who think that, and if you're Michael Bidwill, it's up to you if that's who you want to prove to him that you're not Woody Johnson.
Yeah, and it's up to Monti to prove that he's the not maybe the liaison, but kind of the middleman and the adult in charge as far as the football operations to continue that. It's like, hey, Monti, like this is how I work with JG, albeit those were the results, but we worked in concert. We were in lockstep as far as what direction we wanted to go.
Bidwill wasn't meddling.
Yeah.
I also think, fair or not, the Cardinals should have done a better job communicating to Gannon, like their position of like, this is not trending toward your coming back. However, they let him finish his third season. Yeah. Woody Johnson fired Robert Saleh like a quarter of the season, and now it was his fourth season. But yeah, I feel like you just say like, we gave Jonathan Gannon leeway to coach his team how he wanted it. It was his staff. We had no influence, and he won 15 games, and so we couldn't continue. The optics, though, do you think if they could go back, they would do it differently of how they operated like those weeks before Gannon was fired? Like they probably would have been better served just like, yeah, this is unacceptable. We're leaning toward replacing. I mean, I think they would redo that if benefit of hindsight. But maybe they thought they were going to win all these games. I told
you at least behind the scenes. I mean, nobody's going to come out and say it, and I don't think that's what you're implying. But at least behind the scenes, let Schefter, who went on, Sunday of the finale and said he thinks that Gannon is safe, and Rapsheet and Pelissaro and Garofolo all feel in the similar way. I think maybe putting it, that they don't know the future of the head coach instead of it being more of a emphatic, like he's coming back.
I just feel like I honestly believe they thought they were going to win some of those games down the stretch.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Brian, are you allowed to offer a job the coach is still playing? I'd hate to wait, hoping we get a shot at someone who has a long run and miss out on others.
Typically when that happens, Brian, there's an understanding between the agent and the player and the team that Jonathan Gannon, after the Super Bowl, is going to take the Cardinal job.
That's what happened with Steichen, right?
Yeah, we'll know. If all these jobs fill up and Saleh's still, let's say Saleh's in the Super Bowl and doesn't have a job, and the Cardinals are the last man standing, then we'll be able to connect the dots. But it's a good question. That's, part of the reason why, eventually the Seahawks, Rams, and 49ers, two of those three teams minimum are going to be eliminated. We'll have clarity before the Super Bowl.
More super chats. Thank you guys for your contributions with these. LeBron, head coach experience. I don't give an F if there is a DC or OC out there.
They don't want a prior head coach experience unless they were horrific at their job the first time. They're like, we don't want guys who've had success. We want guys like Vance who are 10 games under 500, or Raheem Morris, who's been fired twice, Tampa and then Atlanta, in the Dogwater NFC South, or in Matt Nagy's case, where the players revolted until he was fired. Those are the only people the Cardinals want to talk to.
Costco guys.
Mo AZ Cards fan is Noah just continues to I don't know what he's doing back there. Is there a chance Monti hires a coach that results in him being fired, i.e. Harbaugh?
You mean like right away? No, I don't think so. I don't think only Harbaugh would get to pick his own GM. And Michael Bidwill kind of missed that avenue the first time with Sean Payton. It's like they should have brought Sean Payton in and said, you're in charge. Go pick your GM. We're doing renovations. Here's all the money. Here, get your quarterback. Do everything. They had a window to do that, and they didn't want to do that. So, no, I don't think so.
Tony Thompson, are we going to be cheap again with head coach? No big names.
We're going to find out. Mike McDaniel, I would love to wake up tomorrow and see that he's got an interview scheduled.
Yeah. Native Trader, if Bidwill is truly serious about even trying to turn this thing around, this organization, then NFC West is the only play to get desperately needed experience in the division and get an opportunity to weaken a division opponent at the same time.
That's what we said yesterday. This division and these staffs are going to get gutted. They're going to get, and there's going to be some erosion, and these teams aren't going to implode because of it, but like they're going to go through transitions. The Niners, most significantly, the Niners are not going to replace Robert Saleh with something comparable. And they're going to go back to a team, I believe, next year that's going to have a tough time defensively. But then you look at like the amount of people that are connected to the Rams coordinators and the Rams like position coaches like Dave Ragone.
Yeah.
He could see a huge exodus. And then you've got Stafford potentially on the heels of retirement coming up. Unfortunately, the team that has the best opportunity to rally from this is Seattle, I think, just because we know how they win.
Yeah.
Offense is kind of a complement to their defense.
Shaft, the only way we get both Shula and LeFaleur is if Shula is the head coach and offers Mike LeFaleur the OC position. He's currently the OC, but McVay calls plays. Under NFL rules, it's a promotion. Then they can't block the interview.
It's a great thought, but yeah, I think Mike LeFaleur is going to get a head job without calling plays with the LA Rams. I think that in this market, I think he's going to be able to say like I've called plays before. I know I can do it, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, this year or the next. I mean, it feels like he's going to continue to be in the coaching cycle. But yeah, and look, I mean, if you get LeFaleur, it doesn't mean you can't get a good DC. I mean, you could repair him with Raheem Morris, who he has ties with in LA. Is like. Chris Shula, to me, I think missing out on Chris Shula is not going to bite the Cardinals in the backside.
I think Robert Saleh and Mike McDaniel together as a pipe dream is not realistic, whereas I think Mike LeFaleur and Raheem Morris is very realistic, and I think that gives you the best staff going into the offseason, like the best combined. That's the best realistic combined combination.
Yeah.
Kubiak, I mean, who's Kubiak getting as his DC? Maybe Raheem Morris. That would be the only other alternative.
Yeah. Tony Thompson, we hire a head coach under $8 million just to suck again. # cheap.
It's up to Bidwill to prove the fan base wrong, because Tony, you're one of the majority that think that.
Adrian, I'm ready to get my heart broken again by this franchise.
Don't let the Cardinals hear you say that. Let's see the Cardinals land this coaching plane, and then we'll be back, because the right coach can turn this around.
Yeah. Desert Vulture, all caps. I remain optimistic we get a legit coach.
I'm optimistic too. I don't think they're hiring Vance Joseph. I think they know that would be unacceptable. I think they know deep down, Monti and Bidwill, that if they hire Vance Joseph, then they're just asking to just pay everybody out. They don't want to do that.
Brian Cousins redid his contract to stay in Atlanta like the league minimum. Got to stay up with the current news, JV. It's not Star Wars time. Lock in.
I don't know if there's a guarantee, though, that he's still on that team. Right. What if they traded Kyler to Atlanta and then Cousins came back with a pick in the deal? I don't think it's a guarantee he's their quarterback. I think you got to wait to see. They haven't even hired a GM yet.
Right.
So I think maybe Cousins is a candidate to go to a different team in a trade. Like, I'd give a 7th for Kirk Cousins if that's who they wanted. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Doesn't it make him more tradable?
I think that's part of it. I think that's why they did it.
Bud, call me crazy, but I think Harbaugh won't be all that good anywhere else. He had an elite roster for the past couple of years and went nowhere with it.
I don't think that's crazy, because he's only ever done it with one franchise, where like the local media here was out of their minds, was dogging Jim Harbaugh, who literally won everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
John has Lamar and Joe Flacco, but he developed them. But name a more stable franchise than the Ravens the last 20 years.
Yeah.
I don't think that you're crazy, Bud, for pointing that out.
Yeah, both late first-round picks, both Flacco and Lamar Jackson. He was able to develop both those guys and put them with a good roster. And that's what you have to assume, Monti can be, is a guy that's going to stabilize the entire roster. They want to be draft and develop similarly to the Ravens, but he's going to have to prove he can be, and he's going to have to do it if you get a chance to do it with Harbaugh, who's been as successful as he has in the last 2 decades, 12 playoff appearances in 18 years. I think you take that chance. I just don't think it's going to be a complete, utter disaster. That's
right. I'm with you. I think he's going to get a team to just consistently being viable and good. For the Giants and the Cardinals, that's worth your weight in gold. But how much of an upgrade is he over Matt LeFleur? I don't know. I'm sure the Packers are asking themselves that. John Harbaugh's not going to Super Bowls every year.
Right.
I think he has a floor, and to some teams you pay handsomely for that floor.
Keith Davis, watching several first or second year coaches turn around franchises gives me hope.
That's why they had to make the change.
Yeah. Bidwill said that much. Shane, the same fans don't want McDaniel are the same ones that thought Brissett was the answer in taking them to the Super Bowl. Best to ignore them.
There are parts of the fan base that want Vance Joseph back too, which I'm never going to tell people their opinion is invalid and they don't have the right to say it. It's literally impossible to make a case for Vance to come here and to excel in this division. His last year in the division, they went 1-5 with him as the coordinator. And the only game they won, it was a throwaway game. The Rams were horrible. They had Baker Mayfield around. Remember that? And Vance gave up 27 points per game in the division. Yeah.
Sooner, who do you think the Dolphins wire?
It's a great question. Man, well, they don't have a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think Saleh's an option there. We'll see. Hafley was an option up until last weekend. I'd love to see Hafley be a sneaky option for them. But I think because McDaniel was so unique, I think they go back toward culture guy. Well, I'll go with if Jesse Minter doesn't end up in Baltimore, I think he ends up in Miami.
Yeah. You hope. They've got both Kubiak and Saleh on their interviews.
They're a sneaky team for Saleh because I think they think that Saleh would want to stick it certainly to the Jets, and Saleh can be their Vrabel, their big, tough bravado guy.
Would they bring Shula? I know they want to interview with him. Obviously,
I'd love that. That's putting a lot of pressure on.
I know it is. Do you want to do that to him at this stage, or maybe push that can down the road a little bit? Keeping it going with Shane, you think JG brings Drew Petzing as an OC with him to the Titans?
I don't think Drew Petzing's calling plays next year. I think he's a position coach with Stefanski. I think
Gannon emerged today with a pretty busy week ahead of him. He's got a Titans head coaching interview, and then he's got 2 defensive coordinator interviews with the Commanders and the Cowboys. The Cardinals would play both of those teams next season.
He's getting a high-profile DC job. I would not be surprised. We reported it if he got the Cowboys job, and I would not be surprised to see him end up in the division if Saleh or Shula leave. I think that the Rams and the Niners are very viable. And again, it goes back to what Bo and I talked about last week, where you can agree with the decision, but also agree Gannon is very respected in the NFL, and the optics of him being fired weren't necessarily wrong from the Cardinals' vantage point. It's just how they operated that I think it caught a lot of people off guard, which is crazy when you win 15 games. But we try to give the perspective not only of the fan base, but also what people in the league are saying, what agents and coaches are saying. Gannon's agent is Matt LeFleur's agent. These guys talk to each other. So you hope it doesn't put a stain on the team, even though they probably could have handled it differently.
Yeah. How about Bees? Member for 4 months. Loyal viewer, listener. Got to meet Bees before the start of the season. Great dude. You guys could tell through his chat. proud to have him part of this community. 3 of the last 5 NFC Super Bowl teams have come out of the West. I want a coach that is mentally prepared for that. Hope Harbaugh, not just chasing a check.
I think the Cardinals, are locked into what they need to be with the West now. I wouldn't you be shocked to see another candidate added that was not a West Coast coach? Excuse me. I would be shocked. Like if they came out, I guess maybe Jesse Minter, but if like they came out and they interviewed like the Panthers DC or somebody like that, like wouldn't that shock you?
Right. It would. How about Jonathan Castro? I'd rather have Bo and Johnny as head coach than Vance Joseph.
We'd make game days fun. We would have
which roles would we have? Who would be the offensive guy? Who would be the defensive guy?
I would be the offensive coordinator. I would call plays. Bo would be the defensive coordinator, and I would be the offensive coordinator. And Noah would have special teams.
Oh boy,
special teams for a special boy.
That's right, because he's our special boy. Who would be my quarterback going into this fall? Man, probably Ty Simpson. I'd probably have Ty Simpson be our quarterback this fall, and people would hate me until we won Rookie of the Year.
All right, yeah, you would get Ty Simpson. I would get probably like Bain.
You would get Bain,
and then Walter Nolan would be healthy, and yeah.
We'd be a defensive team. You'd have to support me and Ty. We would have a tough time.
And then, Noah's just running fakes all the time on fourth down.
You bring back Prater, I think. Noah would bring back Prater.
Yeah, and then I'd have him draft that fullback out of, I think, Navy to run all of my gunner plays on special teams because that guy's a dog.
I don't hate it. I think we're cooking right now. How about Dino? Pointing out we've been cooking for a while. He's been a follower since the Revenge of the Birds and Locked On days. Thank you, Dino. What are your priorities for the draft this year? Just kind of dabbled a little bit right there. I think you continue to look at the trenches offensively and defensively just because they lost up front way too much this year again.
Right. The right tackle for Miami. Pass rusher, quarterback. Yeah. Tackle, pass rusher, quarterback. I don't want any more corners. I don't want any more wide receivers high. You're good there. Guards, even though this local media market tried to tell you that you needed Tyler Booker and a bunch of guards last year. No. Tackle, quarterback, edge rusher.
How about Keith Davis, Mountain View High School coach is available. I hear it comes cheap.
Let's cue up the rap sheet tweet. Future head coach. That's what rap sheet would put out for the team. He's a sneaky candidate. People really like him as a future head coach. Directly from the Cardinals press room, that would come out.
Man. Colin, call me crazy. Trade, let's see, PK, pick 3 to Cleveland for pick 6 and 24.
Okay.
Or Dallas, pick 12 and 20.
Okay.
And then with those picks, draft Mauiaga.
Mm-hmm.
And the tackle from Miami, and then
loan.
You're taking the kid from the guard from Penn State and helps whoever is our quarterback. Still 2 first-year players you got there.
I'm going to disagree, Cal. I've seen Monti Ossenfort water down picks. I'm just take a blue chipper at 3. It's kind of where I'm at right now. They traded down for Max Melton. They could have had Cooper DeJean. They traded down for Ojulari.
Yeah.
Hey, you've hoarded enough picks. Get somebody in here to coach them. Get a franchise change. That's a gift is pick 3 after how that last day fell. I don't know if this is the draft I want to trade down. Ask me again in 2 months.
Who you hire as head coach is big as far as how you're going to operate the draft. T. Vato. Johnny rocking the McDaniel capri pants if Mike is hired.
No doubt. 100%. Yeah. I will promise you, T. Vato, if Mike McDaniel is hired, I will only wear capris at the combine this year. I will buy 2 or 3 pairs of capris, and that's all I'll wear.
They don't sell capris. They believe they're joggers, as kids call them.
Can I afford those?
Yeah. You can go get some knockoff joggers.
Okay, I can get some knockoff ones. Got it. Yeah, I will wear those.
I think you can go to Target, get some decent joggers.
If Mike McDaniel is hired, I might cosplay as Mike McDaniel at the combine. And we just won't say anything, and then I'll just casually look like him and then see how people react. I promise I will do that if he gets hired as this team's head coach.
Okay. Got to interview him first. Damn it.
What a show today. Kick off the week.
Another 90-plus minute show here for this humble little podcast. You guys made last week unbelievable, barring, obviously going through the big shift, the big firing on Monday. But, man, you came in droves to watch and support this podcast. Continue to do so. Like this video. Subscribe to PHNX Sports. Let's get to 50K. Let's just do it. Let's
help us.
We're a couple hundred away. Let's just get to it now. Let's just do it this afternoon, this evening, and we'll start Wednesday off on the right foot. But or Tuesday. It's only Monday today, so we'll get into Tuesday with more. Maybe the Cardinals. Maybe we'll get. Is it a text next that they're going to exchange with John Harbaugh? Maybe email.
Send a raven, maybe Game of Thrones style. How about that? Rudy's saying JV's playbook reeks of 12 personnel. How dare you, Rudy? How dare you? I like scoring points. I don't like running on 3rd and 8.
Come on, you're a former running back. We know you're going to go back to your roots.
Wing T. The Wing T Arizona Cardinals with Vance Joseph in 2026. Get your season tickets now.
Oh, man. Like Johnny said, banner show, barring any breaking news. What would justify breaking news? Probably a Harbaugh interview. Yeah, maybe a McDaniel. I'd be here for it. I'd light it up from my home studio. Let's do it. But barring that, we will be back with you tomorrow, 4:30, right here on PHNX Cardinals. We'll talk to you then. Have a good rest of your Monday.
We all silly like the mayor.